Hi, Marco.
Hi, Evan, how are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Good, thanks.
Great that after being officer in charge for I don't know how many months, we finally have an opportunity to even speak.
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
Sorry for this. It has been a busy period, and it would be good to be in contact more often bilaterally, so really never hesitate to contact me. So even if I seem to remain quiet. Good. Well, all things can change. Marco, thank you for sending the updated Word file. I think that was indeed useful, as you said. For me, the PEMS mid-year is essentially structured in maybe two parts. The first one is just to see how things have gone in the first half year in general, and issues that we might need to take up for the second part of the year.
Yeah.
So that's the general block, and then I usually simply go through the work plan objectives one by one to see whether we are on track, what might need to be changed in terms of deleted, because the chances are that it won't happen, or not only it's basically definite that things won't happen, or if they have changed, to amend or to add things that have been done and that should be reflected, or that will have to be done and that should be reflected in the PEMS plan in a better way than what was foreseen at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Yes, that's essentially it. I mean, half an hour is not a long time.
Yeah.
And you have provided the written input. I think that captures what you have been doing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I'm working for three projects. Is FFF, FLECT, and FLAP.
Yes.
And I'm still working for the department, doing when it's necessary to do something special, like SOFO, IDF, or I don't know, COFO. Yes,
that is one of the things that I wanted to discuss with you. I mean, you have a much more intimate understanding of how the agreements on your finance have come together, how this is reflected in the PEMS, how reality looks like in practice, and any changes that we might need to work towards for the next year. As you know, there is quite a lot of work that is not reflected in your current PEMS. There is quite a bit of work that is not reflected in your sort of agreed payment salary coverage distribution across FFF, FLECT, and FRA, and so on and so forth. And then there is also this component of timesheets that seem to be difficult. I don't know, at least there is, from my point of view, it took me a while to figure out that there are timesheets that are to be submitted monthly, and I understand that the PMU, the coordination unit, hasn't seen any yet by June. So, there seems to be an issue with sort of back charging, so that those people that pay for you actually also get some money back from those people for whom you do it. Seems to be an arrangement that, that is in some way working, but...
Yeah, the problem is that I don't know exactly how to work who pay exactly my salary. I don't know this because if, for example, now I start to work for WFC, they ask me to prepare many things about how you can see in my draft. I don't know. My problem, this is actually my problem, to take care about the budget issue. I always work for everybody. If someone needs my help, I'm ready to help them. Then I don't know if necessary that I have to do something. I have to change something to solve these issues. I can do it if I understand well the problem. Because
yes. I don't know the background. I haven't necessarily volunteered, or I haven't volunteered to become officer in charge for FODI. And
I know. Maria, no.
It took me quite a while, and I don't think that I have already 100% understanding. But it is quite a Byzantine matter, the way FODI is set up and run, and I don't think this is very healthy. So neither in the way
what? Sorry.
Neither in the way we work, nor on how we organize and plan the work, nor how it is financed. I don't think this is a very solid and sustainable setup that we currently have, and it can put some of the things in danger, given that, as you might know, there is some restructuring going on with the ADG having been moved. We don't know exactly how much budget cut we will have from that move, but some of it went to FODI communication, actually quite a bit.
Yes.
And also the AOS, with which we have funded some of the work in FODI. We know that for 2 years now that this will be reduced. So we do have to respond in order to maintain things the way they are. But that means I have no idea why this has been done without you even knowing who pays you and how we organize the work, so that you are you are covered and paid for by the people that you work for. That's all a bit of a mystery that I'm still trying to wade through jointly with the team leaders and FOA senior management. So Marco, yes, absolutely, I will need your help. Also understanding where you actually work, and how we can plan your work in a way that your calendar is filled, that you are not suffering heavily in some periods and sort of not have a job in some others, because to not have a job in some others will not be very sustainable over the long run, as we are awaiting the decisions of how much less budgets we have. So we have to find, and I'm working on this for already quite some time, but not I have a few other hats as well, unfortunately, to find a way to structure the work so that everybody knows what you are doing, where you focus on, and how your salary is paid every month, and that everybody is basically happy that yes, that's how we have to set it up, and that it is accepted that everybody has to contribute finances to your salary, in short.
What else? Yes. Sorry.
Last point on this, because for me this is the biggest headache that I have, trying to make sure that there is enough funding and clarity on the planning. So I'd be happy to get back to you on this one as soon as I hope over summer. As soon as I have some proposals that I hopefully can discuss with you in terms of what works in practice and what doesn't, because I guess for you it is always difficult to see what will happen next week, because somebody turns up and says we need this yesterday, right? This is your standard daily experience.
what I can say, as you know, my salary has to pay by the trust fund money. What I can suggest is to talk. If you want, I can do it directly, but maybe I think it's better if you can talk with the manager of the three main projects, FFF, Facility, and FRA, because I know that FRA has also the trust fund money. And I don't know, maybe what I know that they are, as you told me, they are happy of my job. I don't think so there is a problem to pay the 30% of my salary. I think so. What I know is this. Now I am this is my information, what I know about.
That's not the issue. So with these three trust funds, I don't think that is the big issue. What I see is that you are looking for a range of teams, including the department, and ideally we would find a way so that they also pay part of your salary.
I understand.
Too much on some of the trust funds, and distribute the cost sharing a bit more equally, and that we also move over to a full cost model. But for that, I, inter alia, also need your help, because what I understand is that the three trust fund projects that you just said, they all have agreed that they would put nominally the funding forward so that your salary can be covered and guaranteed. With the agreement, and now is an important end of the sentence, with the agreement that there is a chargeback based on what you are working for others. And that comes to the timesheet, where I understand there is a bit of an issue with the timesheet, because the one that does the chargeback hasn't seen any timesheet for the first half of the year.
Now, if the whole trust fund project pay 5% of their budget, maybe the problem is solved. But no, they want to pay just if I work for them. No, I can understand your position.
Yes, if we can move over to sort of a more or less adequate haircut for everybody that is accepted by all teams / trust funds, and that is ex ante. And then we would have a work planning that does not necessarily require you at the end of the month going back and trying to figure out for whom have you worked and why. Then that might be good for everybody, but I have announced that discussion with the team leaders, but I haven't been able to find the time to come forward with a proposal. The current issue is that you are paid by 3 trust funds, with the agreement that as you work for others, the others will pay you on the basis of your timesheets.
Okay.
And as you haven't submitted the timesheets, those trust funded projects that have basically lent the money for your payment are not seeing any of the second part of the agreement, namely that the money that is lent from them, some of it is coming back because you are also working for others, which is charged.
Okay, I will submit my timesheet and then.
This is what the arrangement and agreement were for this year. We are working for a different arrangement
for next year.
But for this year, it would be really important that you go through your timesheets. You make sure that they are correct. When I was sent a few of them, I found quite a few inconsistencies, and that they are submitted ASAP. I understand that you were working with Valentina, right?
Valentina who? Valentina delle Fratte.
Yeah.
Yeah. I send to her. If I want, I can make. I can submit also the weekly timesheet. It's easier. I don't know. If you want, I can put the list of everything what I did. Maybe it's because sometimes I make something general, like I don't know. I don't know about that. Let me know what I have to do. I will do.
To whom are you submitting the timesheets usually?
What? Yeah, each month.
To whom?
To Valentina, yes.
To Valentina.
To Valentina and Maria. When the COVID, the smart working, the teleworking starts, I sent also daily timesheet to Valentina, and if you want, I can send directly to you.
Well, for me, ideally, the more efficient we are, the better. From the coordination unit, the main point is that they need to charge back, so that the 3 units that you said, okay, we lend the money so that you can be paid. They need to see that some money is coming back to them because you're also working for the work. For that, we would need ASAP the timesheets for the first 5, and now with tomorrow 6 months, so that this can happen. When I asked for timesheets, as said, you would have the monthly timesheets. Currently, I think we need the monthly ones because what the coordination unit will do, they will see, okay, these things, they would have to come from others. And hence they have a total sum that they give back to, I don't know, one of those units because others, they charge from one code, from a different code than from the ones that you are currently paid, if you understand what I mean.
Okay.
So they will do this in one go for the first 6 months.
Okay.
So no need to have daily ones at this stage for me or for the coordination unit. I would need the correct ones, meaning checked, so that they are consistent, complete, so that the coordination unit can do that. For the future, maybe it is useful, at least for me, to see that this is going forward in a smooth way. If you also copy me, but I don't want to add another administrative burden.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yes, but the point is, it is important that this is moving. It has not moved.
Okay, I will do
Ideally, we would not have those timesheets, but what we ideally would need at the end of the year, or at least a half year or quarter, whatever, is an overview of for whom have you worked, roughly how much.
Okay.
That will always be quite useful, but I think that how we do that, we can we obviously have to think about how we organize next year. Okay.
Thank you, Errol, for your support, for everything. Okay. Now I'm continuing to work, and I hope that everything.
That wasn't yet a pems discussion. It was just a really important point.
Yeah.
Okay. On the pems, there are 2 things. First of all, I would have been very happy if the clock wouldn't have been so fast, and listen a bit more to you for on how things go, what works and what doesn't work. So maybe if you find time, maybe have an off the record conversation on things, because I will also at some point need that, as I suggest to team leaders how we could set up the work a bit better, including on the planning. So I do need your views, your experience, and your suggestions on this. I'll as soon as I have the time, I'll possibly schedule a meeting, and that is also outside pems.
Okay.
It will not be in the next 2 weeks because I will be on home leave nominally the next 2 weeks.
Me too. Me too. In the second week of July, or the first week of I will be on leave. No, on leave in my vacation. I will be in leave from 6 to 10 July.
Yeah, so let's have it in the second half of July. On the many things that you have been doing in addition to what you have in your work plan, yes, I mean, ideally for me, I don't know, I'm pretty sure there were reasons why that wasn't covered well in your pems, but ideally they would be, nominally, they would be covered better so that you find a way of highlighting the many other things that you have done. You mentioned college, you haven't mentioned SOFO, you have mentioned the World Forestry Congress now, the forest products team.
For example, may I ask you, for example, I have to do many things for example, if you see for Sven Walter, I have to prepare, for example, in my draft pens, there is 11 short publication, yes. But this is the problem for me. I mean, what I mean is, because Sven Walter is not trust fund project.
Yes, yes, I agree, and that's what I said before. The trust funding project that fund you.
Then they charge back. Okay.
Yes, they charge back, but for that we usually, and that's the second part. We have to find a way so that
now
we
it's clear.
inquire whether you have capacity. If you have capacity, then we suggest that you do that, and we go back to the team leader saying this is the financial arrangements that we want, because some of them they cannot fund 100% of your time, so we would have to find additional funds. And sometimes they can fund 100% of your time. And the amount of money that we get in this case from the FPS would go back to one of those trust funded groups.
It's clear.
They guarantee that you're on board the whole year, but in a way they should then get back money from the FPS for lending the money up front, so to say.
Okay, no, it's clear. Okay, no, just to understand better. Okay, thanks, Harald, and
I do have a few more minutes if you do.
No, I think, sure.
Yeah. So in terms of pens, do you have specific objectives for the mountain partnership, for the forest farm facility, for the FLEC program? But the rest is all under FODI communication products. So the only option that you have is, if you don't want to change pens very much, to bring a lot of the things that you do in addition into the work plan objective that reads ensure graphic design and support the outreach of FODI communication products. Or you restructure the PEMs to not have the individual teams in your titles. That's the two options that you have.
Okay.
But I would say, to the extent possible, it would be good to reflect on what you have been doing that's not reflected, and that you also reflect what you will be doing that's not reflected, like the World Forestry Congress.
Mm-hmm.
If you are requested by different groups to do something, then please, here we would need a mechanism so that we are aware that we do charge them back and they know what that means. For the World Forestry Congress, I mean, Peter Joker has set up the system, so he certainly very much knows. But for the others, some of the team leaders they are fairly new. I'm not sure in how far Sven, for instance, was aware of the arrangements when he started.
Okay.
That also means the amount of sort of the the amount of costs that a day of your work means in practice.
Okay, I will try to do my best to.
The procedure would be that you submit the proposed pems to the system, and then we would look at it and possibly agree on what needs to be changed, and then I think we have 2 weeks at least for this next step.
Okay. They postponed the deadline.
No, I believe by last week you should have, or by end of this week, or end of today, we should have had the talk, and we have had the talk. And then you do your amendments in the PIMS and you submit. And I review, and then if everything is agreed, then we can go forward with acceptance on both sides. If I think that this is not yet sort of reflecting what it could, then I would reopen the step and we would agree on the changes to be made before you resubmit.
Sorry, okay, just to recap how you suggest me, if I understand better, you suggest me don't split my work in different, but to put everything in one, okay, no, it's okay, don't worry, it's okay.
I can repeat. So I can see from the PEMS plan that you had at the beginning of the year that your PEMS plan covers the work that you do for 3 teams.
3 teams, yeah.
And 1 general one.
Or 1 general 40, yeah.
Yeah. So you can, if you want to keep that structure, you could put a range of the other areas of work that you have done already or that you will do into the first general one on FODI, and you just you delete the FODI and you say FO so that you cover more than just. That's the simpler option in terms of changes. Mm-hmm. Or you restructure your PEMS completely in order to find a structure where you can better capture what you're doing, not ordering according to teams, but ordering according to the type of work that you're doing. And under each of these types of work, you mention what you do for the different teams. That's a bit more work and thinking and deeper changes. For me, it's fine both ways. Yeah. But I believe it is good to capture what you're doing better than it's currently captured.
Okay. So I have time to do it before the end of this week, right?
I don't think they will close. I think what we have to have is by end of today a talk about the PEMS. So I don't think it will be a major problem. Okay. What you could do, I understand that you are not really paid upfront from the Mountain Partnership team. Yeah, this is
only the main change is this. For the Mountain Partnership, I was planned to do something, but the Lucia, her take care about of Mountain Partnership. This is only the main changes. So
you can replace this one, whatever you do on the management handbook, and the management handbook is not ready for publication yet. You can possibly move somewhere else. What I suggest you do when you open PEMS and you make the amendments, make a small. They are not accepted automatically because they're only accepted if I also accept. So maybe you write in the comment section the main changes that have been done.
Okay, I will try, because also for me the bureaucratic issues are a problem. Okay.
Well, this is not, well, there is a bureaucratic element, Marco, but I think we all have to sort of do a proper planning of our work and then follow up. So
no, maybe okay. Sorry, I don't want to say something. Okay.
Yes, and don't forget the timesheets.
No, absolutely.
The better.
But I send always. I send my timesheet. I don't know now where they are, but
I send you timesheets for March and February and January, and I think I requested them in April or May, and at least in those that I had, there are some errors in all of those with the percentages, and so there are a couple of issues that you would have to look into. I'm not sure how you come to this issue.
I said also May timesheet.
They might be with Valentina, because I asked Valentina to submit to the coordination unit, but make sure that she checks the errors, and it seems she got stuck with that task.
Okay.
I don't know what happened.
I will send you my timesheet for this month next week.
Good. The earlier the better. Also check the other ones that you have.
Yeah, okay.
And resubmit. Send to your usual colleagues that you send it, and copy me.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Michael.
Ciao.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.